Welcome back. Earlier we talked about how Google is expanding its workforce. The company is expanding in India thanks to a new shopping service. Ravi Agrawal is the author of India Connected and is also CNN's former New Delhi bureau chief. And perhaps most important of all, is a good friend. Good to see you, sir. Thank you.
Good to be back,
for coming here. The book, India Connected, How the Smartphone's Transforming the World's Largest Democracy. So much of India has, obviously, leapfrogged the fixed line. And in many ways leapfrogged even the basic phones, the early analogs, and have gone straight to the digitals.
Yeah, that's right. And so, if the West went through an evolution going from PCs and dial-up to cable and then Wi-Fi and then 3G and 4G, India's story is not an evolution story. It is a revolution story. Hundreds of millions of people discovering the internet for the first time on a smartphone. And it's not just the internet. This is also, for most of them, their first camera, their first TV, their first streaming device, and all of those things.
So how does this actually translate itself to economic benefit? We are familiar, of course, with the whole idea of Bangalore and the whole tech sector in India. But for ordinary people, how are the economic benefits being received?
Well, the smartphone boom is precisely for ordinary people, because the old boom in India was for people who were upper class and English speakers and tech literate. This time, it's really for people who are not any of those things. So you could be illiterate and you can still speak to a phone.
Doesn't India, though, no matter how good the device, and no matter how good, doesn't it still suffer from a lack of infrastructure, decent broadband capabilities and capacity, which I always find fascinating when I go to India, that the country that is the heart of much of the internet has appalling internet service for the rest of the country or even in the major cities.
It does, and that's what it's beginning to improve. So there are newer companies like Reliance Jio in India, which is, unrolled this massive 4G sort of data spree across the country. And so many people who are discovering the internet in India are discovering it on phones that cost $23 if you lease it across 3 years, and data that is almost free, but also quite fast. So things are getting better, but it's slow on that front.
Has the Prime Minister ridden this wave well?
Well, you asked the question a week after he's lost elections, state-level elections in much of the Hindi heartland, so it's not a great story for him right now.
But hang on, why is he should be able to be riding this and saying, look at what we've managed to do, but it's not working?
Well, but everyone is riding this, right? So much of the bet on India's smartphone boom is a future boom. So there's been a lot of promise. Everyone knows that everyone's going to get a smartphone. Everyone will be online eventually. The question is, how does that translate into jobs? How does that translate into the middle class spending more? That's going to take some time.
Good to see you, sir. Thank you very much indeed.
Great to see you.
Thank you. Now.